We are going to now consider the actual AS path length, the number of AS paths that we go through for a given route as part of the selection of that route when all else is equal. So the shortest AS path wins if all else is equal, and that means like if the route is equal, the route prefix length, which would be the /8, the metric, the admin distance, the peer priority, and now finally, at this point, normally in the past, this is where the ECMP decision would happen. But starting in 9.6, we will now use the AS path length as an indicator for which of these two routes would be better. This is an appliance-only feature. The orchestrator version doesn't really matter. You got to upgrade the EdgeConnect to 9.6, which means you will have upgraded the orchestrator to 9.6 anyway. Starting in 9.6, there are actually two changes to the route selection mechanism. There's VRP tracking. If we have a route to a location and there's a P beside it in the route table, that's the way the flow is going. More importantly, down around step 6, you can see that there's now a new step. So we'll do BGP AS path. If it's present, we'll compare them. And if we see one is shorter than the other, that one will be selected. If the AS path is exactly the same length, of course, we'll begin doing flow-based ECMP. So, like type BGP ASN pool, you'll see an option in the routing page, and it'll pop this little modal, and you just give it a start and end BGP range. And this will, as you ZTP new edge connects into the fabric, it will assign one of them at that moment. And it will set it based on the site name. The way the EdgeConnect works is if you have two edge connects in the same site or cluster, they will both be configured with the same ASN. And that all happens automatically. You can reserve ASNs. You can, there's a listing of what ASNs are assigned to given appliance. Out of the box, unless you type in numbers here, the feature won't do anything. So just be aware of that. After all of your appliances are fully upgraded to 9.6, this feature right here, filter routes from SD-WAN fabric to matching local ASN, this will no longer be necessary. This option, include BGP local ASN to routes sent to SD-WAN fabric, this is set to yes now by default in new orchestrators, but you want this turned on. I can't imagine a reason why you would not want to include the locally configured ASN of the site or branch in the routes that you emit to the fabric. You want to make sure that this is checked because this is important, especially if you're trying to do AS path length selection. And then finally, where would you see ASNs in the product? Of course, in the route table. In the additional info column, left is most recent and right is furthest away. Prior to 9.6, this didn't exist. We didn't care about AS path. After you upgrade, the EdgeConnect will care about AS path. This could have minor impact to route selection after you upgrade to 9.6.0.